Ooh, you got a different shirt.
What's up, guys? I do have a different shirt. And VeonBell signs with the Kansas City Chiefs. This is crazy. I know if you saw our last video, I literally was saying there's no way he signs with the Chiefs.
He said literally 0%.
I was trying to manifest that, and clearly sometimes you just got to learn to let go.
Ooh,
to learn.
that's a good song.
Yeah, to learn to, Frozen?
I don't know.
To learn
I thought you just invented it.
You know, one door closes, three open. Pretty much, he signs with the
that was hilarious.
You're stealing my joke now. He signs with the Chiefs. Originally, it was between the Bills, the Chiefs, and the Dolphins. Then he brought it down to the Chiefs and the Dolphins. It was like, do I want the money on the Dolphins side?
Or do I want that chip?
Or do I want that chip with the Chiefs side? He picked the chip, which probably is the smart move. We all would do it, honestly, unless you are the Wolf of Wall Street.
Unless I'm in my the circumstance that I am right now financially.
Yeah.
Then I would definitely go to Miami.
Now,
Let's move to Miami.
I don't even know what a chip is right now.
Yeah. I don't care about chips.
But this is crazy, man. This, ruins very, 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 very greatly the implications of Clyde Edwards-Helaire, their star
100%.
first round running back who they drafted, the first running back off the board in the 2020 NFL draft. Super sad, man. I think this was like one of the worst decisions, and I'm not honestly. Let me take it out of perspective.
Wait, where are we taking it out?
Okay, even though I'm invested in Clyde, let me just take it back.
You have
Kansas City is my favorite team. Just to bring that up, I think that it was, although it guarantees them this year, right? Okay. And I will not argue with that. I think it even brings we don't even think that their chances of winning a title would get even more, but this definitely does. I think for the future, Boris, what are you doing? All right. This guy's reading the sleeper notifications in the middle of our episode.
Literally what hashtag Richard does every single time.
I do. I'm just messing around.
All right.
But
I think you have so much energy right
now.
I love
I'm hyped on this. I think, though, from like an outside perspective, for the future-wise, I think this was one of the stupidest moves they could make. You're developing your rookie. You're giving him the amount of touches. You're showing him what it takes to win a Super Bowl, and then you bring in this 28-year-old veteran that's going to leave your team next year. I like the move for this year. I understand.
So I actually was the one that said that yesterday, too. Mm-hmm. But after really, 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 really highly thinking about it, I think there's no one, yes, there's someone better, maybe if Peterson was there or something, but there's very few running backs that to me are that good. And honestly, I actually look at it really good for the short and the long term for the Chiefs. Because the way I look at it for the long term is that here's a guy that you can learn from.
In that aspect, sure.
You can learn and grow from a guy.
But I don't think Clyde needed learning. He was looking really good. Honestly,
I'm saying it doesn't learning more, as much as you think you're really good, as much as he looked good, there's still things. You're always evolving. You're always growing. You're always learning.
I get that aspect. Trust me, I get it.
Yeah,
I think bringing him in terms of coaching Clyde Edwards-Helaire, definitely a smart move in that sense. But I think that where he's going to learn the most is by getting touches and by going on the run with them, by being in the playoffs, by being in those close situations. I think that's where he's going to learn the most, as opposed to letting VeonBell. But what I'm actually very, very excited to see, right, because this is a possibility. I'm not saying this does happen.
I hope you don't say something mean, because this is not what we say in the show.
I promise you, it might be a little mean, but it's not that mean.
But remember, we don't wish ill things upon people.
No. Injury-wise, no.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
there is the aspect of VeonBell is 28 years old, and he could get injured.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be unloading Clyde right now for anything. Well, we'll talk about the fantasy implications. First, I want to get this done. I think that there's a very big possibility. Now, I don't think this is 100%. But there is a possibility where this actually happens, where if you watch the Kansas City games, it wasn't Clyde. Clearly Clyde was looking really good. He was looking like a very, very, very talented running back who can make guys miss, create space, create separation, have really good burst. It clearly was the O-line. The O-line was just very, very bad in terms of run block. Couldn't create space, couldn't give him holes to run through. Pass block, they're amazing, of course. So I think there's a possibility. Of course, it might not be, like I said, where literally VeonBell comes there and is worse than Clyde. Cannot make holes, cannot create space. I mean, I don't think that VeonBell, at being 28 out of his prime, is going to magically make that line look better than it looked.
And then that's another question we can talk about. Before we go into the fantasy implication, take a better ticket on Sunday. Please come back to LA. Take a better ticket on Sunday. Take a better ticket. Please come back to LA.
What are you doing, Boris?
That's my mom. I don't really understand what that meant. So before we go into fantasy, what that means for your leagues, for your team, the biggest question is does he still have it? Is he overrated? Is he underrated? Does he still have, does the bell still ring inside of him? And I still think he has a lot to give. Like, I literally think, he's like, I don't know, maybe at like 60% he still has left, 50%. And to me, that's still a lot for a player like that. And, we talked about this earlier, and we said that, he missed 1 year. And then he he did play like last year. But, I mean, how much energy did he really give to Gase? Whoever gives that much energy to Gase? And then this year, he was like injured on IRs. Because who the heck wants to play in that system? Like, Sam Darnold was even like, bro, let me out of here. Flacco was like the only one who's like, bro, like, this is my only opportunity, bro. Like, I got to do this. And Crowder's like, yeah, whatever. Like, I know I can catch the ball.
Right.
Mims,
Even
Mims is like, bro, like, I'm a rookie. I should shine. Wait a minute.
I'll put myself on IR.
My agent told me that, you're going to go to Gase. And I didn't really understand it until I came there. And I was like, all right, for the first 7 weeks of the year, I'm going to try not to play. And maybe Gase gets fired. Like, there's a high chance.
Right.
And now he's like, wait a minute. Gase, like, clearly he's going to be there for the future, forever. Fine, I'll, like, play.
Chris Herndon said, yeah, I'm going to need the ball more. And they said, I don't know who you are, Chris Herndon.
Who are you, Chris Herndon? You actually have good metrics and you look good, but we're not going to give you the ball.
Yeah, but...
No.
Okay,
so bottom line is I think he has a lot in him. I agree with you. The whole point isn't to me if Clyde has it or not.
Right.
I don't think Clyde looked bad, so they're going to put him
He looked really good.
Yeah,
I think... Yeah, it comes down to is Le'Veon Bell, and in my personal opinion, no, by a mile. But if I was to bet, like if I was actually a betting man, I would put my house that Le'Veon Bell has an MVP season because he just left the clenchedness.
You always bet your house, and the thing is, one, it's not really your house, right? You have people living in that house with you.
Listen,
clearly, like it's not your house, and we all pay
I
rent
will bet
too.
the
and then,
portion
like, how many that you own, but clearly you've also lost your house multiple times already. Clearly you haven't won every
But
single
I've
time.
won my house sometimes, so I'm in the multitude of houses.
Okay.
Pretty much, I think Le'Veon Bell's washed, but whether or not he is washed, he just left the clenched hands of Adam Gase.
I'm very, 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 very. As much as like, if you're a Clyde owner, dude, yikes.
Right.
I am so. If I wasn't excited to watch the Chiefs before,
right,
bro, like Bell used to be one of the most exciting players to watch.
I mean, clearly used to be. There's no point to argue. We have different opinions.
Yeah,
we're gonna see.
I think you wish it more
no,
than
no,
anything.
No. I think that there's
Either
some
one
chance,
can happen.
For sure. Course. I'm not going to deny that he can't be a beast. I think there's a possibility. I would lean to him being 28 and him being just like missing that year and all of that. Him being not as talented as he was in his prime. And I think the combination of that and the O-line isn't going to help him. But like I said, him leaving Adam Gase, he should just go off for like 5,000 yards this season.
For sure.
But so in terms of Le'Veon Bell, 100% on buy. If you have a guy in your league that is gonna sell him to where Le'Veon Bell was in the Jets, I think I'd do it. But I wouldn't
I think
overpay.
his stock goes high for sure.
But I wouldn't overpay. Like I wouldn't go out and like try to get him and give up a good piece because.
So I think right now, personally, I think to me has a slight edge on Clyde because I think he gets.
100%. I think he does.
Gets
but
the
what
goal
I'm saying
line.
is on both of them.
Right.
I wouldn't be giving up solid pieces to go get them.
It just depends, bro. Especially because like running backs are just so hard to find.
Like I wouldn't be going and getting like trying to do Sanders, like trading Sanders or
thing.
Jacobs for like him plus or whatever.
Right.
Like.
I think where you're trying to get him right now, it's like in my mind, it's like you are missing a running back maybe, and you're trying to get a running back, and maybe you're just trying to give up like your wide receivers or a quarterback,
right,
or something like that.
Yeah,
which I think then like because running backs are so limited with all the injuries and just what this year with COVID and all that, I just think like he's better I think than most would think, but maybe not as high as like he doesn't have like this insane ceiling.
His ceiling is going to be capped because of Clyde, and Clyde's ceiling is going to be capped because of Le'Veon Bell. But in my personal opinion, I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire is probably the best handcuff to own right now.
Yes,
in the sense
100%.
of he's going to
100%.
He's going to get you points, so you can throw him in your flex.
I think he'll get you at least like 10 to 12
points, 100%.
Right.
And if anything happens to Lev Bell, there's still a possibility he's trash. There's a lot of possibilities.
Then we go back to the Clyde Edwards. Clyde Edwards, can you get those touchdowns? You being the number one guy.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I think he's still like. I still think he gets the majority of first down and second down looks. I think Lev Bell comes into the goal line, and I'm very interested to see what happens because I feel like a lot of what was going on in that offense was a lot of overthinking. It seemed
Because
like
there's so much.
there's so much
It's
they
so
can do.
easy. There's so much they can do.
Right. I
yeah.
feel like they choked a little bit that game where they were just overthinking and like, yeah. So I'm interested to see what happens when they bring Le'Veon Bell and if it's even more over because I think that is a possibility. I think they're like literally like okay, what are we doing here? We got 2 great running backs, awesome wide receivers, a tight end, a quarterback.
Honestly, what would be really cool, and it honestly might not even take away from both of them, is if they're both on the field at the same time.
That would be very cool.
Because someone was saying in my fantasy that Bell is probably their best slot receiver. Like the thing is about him, he's probably top 5 best catchers.
Right,
like,
of course. But
out there. So like him being just like another wide receiver. Especially them not having
Sammy Watkins.
Sammy Watkins.
I mean, I wanted to talk about that. What do you think this implies for Tyreek Hill, Watkins, Hardman, Travis Kelce, Mahomes? I think in terms of...
I think for Watkins, maybe he loses it.
Watkins, McColl, DeMar Robinson, this completely ruins them.
I think for Tyreek Hill, I think it just opens up more stuff, bro. I think
Tyreek
Hill...
I'm way more scared about Tyreek Hill than Kelce. I will say that. I think this is a little bit scary. Because if they do start converting on the goal line, you know what I mean? Like if Le'Veon Bell is a better running back and starts running more and they start giving him 20+ carries or whatever, I think it'll be bad for Hill, even bad for Kelce potentially. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the possibility
I
where
get you
Le'Veon
if
Bell
they do
goes,
that, but like I still think they like to have fun.
Hey, we got a like. Thanks whoever liked it.
I think they still like to have fun.
For sure.
And I think I just don't see them like just not throwing the ball.
Well, I don't see
know.
Le'Veon Bell doing that. So
I
in
do.
my sense,
I don't
think
see
any of
them doing that well, but I just think like they're gonna utilize. The thing is about Andy Reid, why I'm all excited about. I'm still kind of excited about Clyde. I think they're gonna utilize all of them very well, and it's gonna be fun. It's like a college. He's like a college-based thinker. He's just like likes to do exciting, cool little things, and yeah, I think it would be really cool. Like I said, Bell as a slot receiver. You got Tyreek Hill.
Let's do it. Just to get him away from the backfield.
Yeah, and then Clyde can get his little touches. As a midget little runner, can get his little.
Whoa! I don't know how. I don't know if you could use that word.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I don't.
Well, we thought we would just hop on here and to I'm sure you were wondering if I was going to be depressed and my life was over.
Bro, before this episode, before we went live on.
I was actually not that bad.
Okay.
What?
I don't want to get into an argument right here.
No, seriously.
About if you were depressed. I mean, you were definitely down.
Down, yeah.
Good amount.
I don't think I was depressed. It hasn't hit me until I see Le'Veon
It's
Bell.
like when your girl. I'm not gonna bring that
literally.
one up.
It's like when Le'Veon Bell. Until I see Le'Veon Bell hit the field, take Clyde's rushing, take Clyde's throwing, take Clyde's goal line, then I'll be depressed.
For sure.
As of now, listen, I still think for all I know, he's signing to Miami Dolphins.
Right, and as of right now, as I know, guess what? In my 2 highest leagues, I was like, wait, Bell come to the Chiefs. I might not have to play Clyde Edwards.
Well, honestly, I'm right in that. Wait, you can finish.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna because I'm playing him and I have Clyde in 1 league with Richard, but I also am playing him in 2 leagues, which are my highest 2 leagues that I've played for, and I was thinking maybe there's a chance Bellsigns somehow earlier, but he's not gonna play this week because it takes 5 days.
Honestly, I mean, if you're a Bell owner, this is the worser pick that could have happened between the Bills and the Dolphins.
Yeah, I definitely think, but this is the thing, man. Like, I want to say yes.
It's only if he's a monster. That's only
yes,
the way.
But I'm saying technically, Mahomes should open up just like the gateway to heaven.
No, but he's gonna get way less touches than he would have gotten.
But
Miami
maybe those
or
touches are
Bills.
gonna turn into way more. That's the thing, bro.
Right. Unless he's a monster, which I think is a pretty small percentage, but there is that percentage. I think it's the worst of the the worser one. Worser's
is probably not a word, but we can use it in fantasy football.
We're gonna record a video right now about our rankings.
Oh no! Wait, we're not done.
Oh, there's more you want to talk about?
No, we want to talk about what that means. I mean, kind of implied it, but
what for Clyde?
I mean, okay.
I think in first of all in Dynasty, Lev Bell, I'm trading the crap out of him. This is the moment you've been waiting to get him off your team.
I agree. I agree. This is a really good time for Dynasty if you can. I mean, if you have running backs,
someone is gonna give you
maybe give you a running back. That's good. Or you want to maybe trade for Clyde. I think trading for Clyde, like we were saying, is not a bad thing. Like this is the lowest you can probably get him.
Yeah, I wish I didn't have him. This is probably the ideal moment. I think in Dynasty you don't entertain an idea that's not anything less of like you're giving Clyde plus a piece for like the top running backs. Like I'm not trading Clyde for Sanders. I'm not trading Clyde for like Jacobs. Like it would need to be a top guy for me to make the switch. Only because if it's dynasty.
No,
I
I
mean,
agree. For dynasty, I still think you're okay. As much as like you were thinking, okay, this year I'm gonna have a monster. I think overall, it's not like the worst.
Yeah,
the worst will be
if you
being
got him as your
injured.
first round pick in redraft, which I did, Clyde.
Right. Definitely sucks.
That's
I
the
mean, it's
worst.
not as bad as getting Saquon.
No. But I would go out and trade for him. See if there's an owner out there that's a little, kind of shaky. Like I would trade David Johnson for him. I would trade David Montgomery for him, if I could. I mean, he's gonna be a decent running back 2 spot.
Right. So the way I look at it is right now is I think they're both RB2s.
Right. I think they're both. Ryan is asking, should you trade for Bell redraft? I would entertain the idea. I would go see what he wants.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give up too much.
The problem is at this point, like, you just don't like.
Yeah. Nobody knows. Like there's a lot
what
of
happens,
different.
and I think that right now the person that's like, if you're the one that negotiates it, and hopefully that person's just not as like tripping on that and like is high on his ego and like is trying to get so much from him, because he could easily want like so much from Bell, and then it's not worth it. It just depends.
Yeah, it depends what you can get and
what you can get. Like for example, David Johnson for Bell. Like I probably want Bell than David Johnson, honestly. I would.
Yeah, I don't know about that. This is close for sure.
Yeah, I think I really listen. I'm gonna
like
say it here. I might be wrong. I'm okay to admit it. I really think Bell is back. I think he's gonna have an amazing opportunity to show off his stuffs.
Trade Hollywood? I would not trade Hollywood for Bell.
What other? No, tell me, what are your wide receivers?
I mean,
That's
yeah,
not
it
true,
just
bro.
depends on who your team is.
Yeah,
but
what's
I
your
wouldn't
team?
straight up based on like no
based
knowledge
on
of a
based
team.
on no nothing. Yes, maybe potentially. But if you need a running back and you have Hollywood Brown,
If you have
ASAP. Yeah, ASAP.
if you're stacked on wide receivers, sure.
If you have good amount of wide receivers, yes. I just think Bell is gonna do well, bro. I think having an RB2.
But you don't know that. Yes, there's a possibility that it happens, but there's a possibility. There's a very realistic.
Bro, let me tell you something.
There's a realistic possibility that both of them are shit because they both take away from each other. I mean, I'm not saying that's what's gonna happen, but like we can't deny that that's a possibility.
Right,
we can't deny that Le'Veon Bell is the running back 2 on that team. Like that could happen. We can't deny that Le'Veon Bell can suck. Yes, I can't deny that Le'Veon Bell could just go off.
And for this is the thing with fantasy. You have to take risks.
You have to take risks, but I
this is the let me
I don't
say
think it's a higher
let
percentage.
me say something. If Bell comes in first game, not this game but next game, and balls out, you won't get him for nothing. You won't be able to trade him. So I'm saying this is the moment where you allow this is a prime time moment where you're okay. Hopefully,
right? I'm okay
by
to
not
miss
giving it up, but you're okay to miss him. That's fine. I wouldn't.
He
I
has
would be
Keenan, Cooper, Woods, Cooks, and Ruggs.
Yeah,
I would trade Marquise Brown.
Right, Keenan,
Amari Cooper, Robert Woods. I'd do it. I think you're pretty stacked there. And Ruggs is doing better, and Brandon Cooks is doing better. Yeah, but it depends who your running backs are. But if I need a running back,
Keenan, he said Keenan Allen, Cooper,
and Woods,
and
Brandon Cooks, and Henry Ruggs. Yeah,
I probably would.
But
I definitely would.
Yeah, I mean,
and what's your running
sure.
backs? Well, what's your running back situation?
Yeah, what is? But for sure, I think, it comes down to, are you willing to miss the chance on getting Bell?
And how much are you? That's the thing. It's how much.
Yeah, because to me, the percentage of him hitting like to where you're saying to where you won't be able to trade him, which is what he gets like 15, 16 points, plus whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think I put that at like 5%, maybe, like at most.
I mean, yeah,
it's
I don't know.
Very minimal percent that he not only in his first game back gets a bunch of touches in his first game with there, but also does really well in those touches.
I do believe in him again. I'm gonna sit here and say I could be wrong, but I very highly strongly believe in him.
All right, and I don't. So take whichever side you want. Well, we're gonna find out. It doesn't really matter.
I mean, it doesn't even matter, but it clearly does matter because it's fantasy. You got a lot of money invested in these
it does
leagues.
matter, but
it doesn't matter what you choose right now. Like this matters right now. What are you going to do?
I mean, true, yes. And you can only make an educated. So where do you put that percentage?
I think it's a 50-50, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well,
51%.
If you enjoyed the video, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button.
Check out our Discord, yo.
Check out our Discord. We have these talks in there. We have a bunch of awesome fantasy football community members in there talking it up, chatting it up.
And we have our fantasy rankings up right now for week 6. That's exciting. You can check that out at our website. Our descriptions are below. It's at thefantasyfootballbrothers.com. And right after this, we're going to be doing a live episode of our rankings and, how much our rankings differ or how much they don't.
Yeah, guys. We'll see you right after this. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy. Have a good one.
Peace.
Thank you for joining the Fantasy Football Brothers for another episode. Visit our website at thefantasyfootballbrothers.com. Check us out on social media at the Fantasy Football Brothers. See you next time.